Okay, so the first thing about common sense is you want to match your plan to the environment. You want to pick the right plan for the times. And what that means is that in really new times, you have to pick a really new plan. Whereas in familiar times, you just go with something that kind of worked yesterday because the times are pretty much the same. Now, this seems obvious, but it turns out most of us don't do this. What happens most of the time is that we're in a familiar situation, we get bored, and we take a risk. So how many times in your life have you taken your greatest risks when you're bored? That's not commonsensical. And the flip side of that is that most of us, when we get in really volatile environments, get nervous and retreat to something that worked in the past. We're like, oh my goodness, I feel so uncertain. I want to go back. I want to do what was working yesterday or 10 years ago or whatever. That's the way to fix the problem. And actually, no, because even though the future is unknown, so we don't know exactly what's going to work, we know that old plans by definition are definitely not going to work. So you have a much higher chance of succeeding by using a new plan, even if you don't know what the likelihood of success is, than an old plan, because the old plan, the chance of working is zero. So you got to get yourself in the psychology where in new times, I'm going to do new things. Even though I don't know they're going to work, I know that they can work. Because a lot of us have a bad relationship to expertise. Like when we're sort of lost in our lives, we'll go to a mentor and then we'll ask them, what should I do? And the reality is what the mentor tells you to do will work yesterday. Because the mentor is coming from the past, and they're telling you what worked for them. So then we say, well, then mentors must be useless. If they only knew what worked yesterday, right, then I'm going to ignore them and just go on my own. No, that's not right. Mentors are really good at telling you when something has been tried and failed, and they can explain to you why it failed. And so when you go where experts can't say no, what you're doing is you're giving a plan to an expert. You're saying, has this been tried before? Can you prove to me that it can't work? If they can prove to you it can't work, don't do it. But if they're like, well, it seems really risky, but I can't tell you that it won't work, go for it. Because what the expert is telling you is that your plan goes beyond the limits of expertise, which means that it's genuinely new. And the only plans that can work in genuinely new environments are genuinely new plans, which means a plan that an expert has not seen before and therefore can't say no.